everyone. Welcome to Breakroom Bullshit, and this is a special. What are we doing here today, Gable?
We're going to talk about some Elimination Chamber, that Raw pay-per-view.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was a Raw pay-per-view, wasn't it? It's the Elimination Chamber review. First, let's do our normal plugging. All you people that don't listen to us, make sure you go to YouTube and go to Breakroom BS and subscribe to our page. You know, all our links to Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud, it's all on there. Everything's there that you need. Go on there and subscribe, please. Dude, your fucking thing with Conor McGregor was really funny.
I didn't even understand it. I was just like, this is getting a lot of attention on Reddit. I should post this on Instagram.
Well, I didn't get it either, and I was like, oh yeah, McGregor. It's the same last name as Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
Now I get it.
Did you not get it?
No, I didn't even think about it.
It took me a minute.
I was like, there's a boxer there, and it kind of looks sort of like the guy, but that's...
Yeah, I didn't even get that until looking at it like 6 times. I was like, well, I was like, oh yeah, McGregor.
Yeah, there's a subreddit on Reddit, obviously, called prequel memes, and they've been very intense about pushing the whole Ewan McGregor for the Obi-Wan Kenobi movie thing. And
they can't do it without him.
Yeah, it'd be really dumb not to, especially when they have like Ewan McGregor like at the age he is now,
and clearly saying he wants to do it.
He definitely wants to do it.
I'm gonna tell you something embarrassing.
No.
Can't make fun of me here.
Okay.
So, after looking at it for several times, I went online to make sure that, like, Conor McGregor wasn't actually cast. I was just had to be safe.
I also did that when I first... I was like, okay, this could either be a joke or this actually happened, but I don't understand the joke, so it might be a real thing.
Because I looked and I was like, this looks like it could be from a legit website, so I got kind of scared. I was like, whatever. I got kind of frightened.
That's funny.
Whatever. All right, well, here we go. We're gonna get right into this because we got a lot to discuss.
Yeah, we do.
We got a lot to discuss. We're gonna start off with the kickoff show, which Gable did not watch.
I don't have time for that shit.
Yeah, I mean, it was an hour long, and there was one match, and about 50. It was an hour long. There's about 58.5 minutes of packages of shit we've seen a million times.
I do like packages, though.
Yeah, you like
that's
dicks.
Fine.
Dick packages. All right, so let's start off the show here and talk. This show. So on the kickoff show, instantly Dave is mad. So 2 of the guys on the kickoff show are going over the matches for the pay-per-view. Okay, they mention the men's and the women's Elimination Chamber matches and just talking about it, and then Booker T just kind of interrupts them and goes, "You all need to wake up. Tonight is all about the contract signing of Ronda Rousey." And I'm like,
"Oh boy, here we go."
I'm like, so apparently the real wrestlers don't matter, just a girl who's never even wrestled yet, so all that matters, according to Booker T.
All right. This is the main event for WrestleMania, apparently.
And it really fucking annoyed me. So there's something that I want to discuss with you because I texted you. I was like, did I tell you about this shit? And you're like, no, you didn't mention it, so I'm going to bring this up. Because you mentioned, we were like, oh, well, you know, it's Booker T's stupid, and he is stupid. And he just said something dumb, which he does say dumb things, but I think this is a line that was fed to him. Now, what happens with the commentators when they have their headsets on, okay? One ear, they hear themselves talking. The other ear in the headset is the people in the back talking to them as they're going live.
Okay.
So Vince is in the back literally saying stuff to them, telling them to say things as they're talking during the match, which I'm like, how the fuck do you focus and do your job when Vince is in...
He's just screaming in your ear the whole time.
Yeah, there's horror stories that Vince will just be swearing at you and screaming in your ear because you did something stupid on the commentating. So, like, all the time, for example, those guys are talking and Vince will be like, Booker, just say that you need to wake up. Tonight's all about Ronda Rousey. And he says it. And I really feel like that line was fed to him. I really do.
Word for word?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they say word for word, but I really think they do. Like, a lot of the times whenever you hear commentators making fun of each other and, like, ripping each other, that's them telling them to say that. They're not just, like, doing it. That's them telling them to say that stuff all the time.
Them telling them to rip on each other?
To make fun of another commentator. Like, say this.
Okay.
Like, it's micromanaged to that extent.
I didn't realize how specific it was. I thought it would be, like when I imagined that, I did imagine that Booker was told to say something, but not like very specific. I thought maybe he got like some general direction. Like, I mean, we don't know for sure.
But we don't. I mean, it could be, but they are fed like specific lines to say like all the time.
Yeah, my guess was what I thought was like it was like Vince saying like, "Hey,
focus on Ronda Rousey.
Hey, get some attention for Ronda Rousey. Start talking about her. Something loose like that. Just something to work with.
Loose, yeah. So yeah, I just wanted so that now you kind of know that and It still blows my mind when I think about to this day that like they're sitting there talking during a match and someone's just yelling at them. I'm like, how do they concentrate?
That'd be
like,
so hard. Maybe that's why they suck.
Well, they say like Taz was talking about how like it's really hard to do the job, and most like Mick Foley did it once, and Mick Foley like cannot do it. He's like he couldn't deal with Vince just like yelling at him, like just screaming at him constantly. And he's like, "Fuck this shit, I'm not doing this."
That's understandable.
But you're gonna love this. So one of the guys on the kickoff show asked if this is seen as last chance to get to WrestleMania.
Oh no, dude! This is like one of the dumbest fucking stories that well, not stories, but motives, I guess, for any wrestler I've seen thus far.
I mean, if it's anybody but Cena, maybe.
Yeah, but it's not. But it's Cena, and that's almost as dumb as like if they had Undertaker doing it last year.
Exactly. It's like the guy that's been a main eventer for over a decade, who is always featured at WrestleMania, isn't worried about getting there. It doesn't make any sense at all. It's stupid.
It's like if like Tom Brady got like dropped from the Patriots. He's like, oh no, how am I gonna get on a team now?
I'll never be able to play football ever again. I have to go to the XFL now. This sucks. No one will take me. During the match, I think it was I didn't really care about it. I think it was Gallows and Anderson versus the Miz's entourage, Bo Dallas and
I didn't even know they actually wrestled.
Dude, it's just toilet paper. Is that for us?
No, it's for
me. It goes over there.
No,
where?
Annoying me.
Oh.
You're taking a frog in toilet paper? This is interesting.
We're breaking character. This is very rare, everyone.
Breaking character. Oh, that's really fun. Oh,
Okay, continue.
have a good night.
You too.
Yeah. Yeah.
As Ashley, everyone, give her a hand.
It's like Woken Matt Hardy. That part was kind of funny. So during the match, it was Gallows and Anderson versus the Miz's entourage.
Oh yeah. I didn't know they actually wrestled. I just thought they wore suits and stuff.
During that match, Corey Graves said rumor and innuendo, which made me laugh.
You like that one?
Yeah, because he listens to the Pritchard show. That's why he said it.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I've heard that he listens to him. So that was pretty funny he said that. But so after the match is over, they cut to like a backstage promo, and the Revival is being interviewed. And they're like maybe 30 seconds into the interview, and they just cut away from them, and like they're just stopping. I'm like right in the middle of their promo, they just cut away, and they're like, "All right." And then I'm like, "What?"
This is professionalism at its best.
And I mean, I'm guessing, and they cut away to show a package like of a match. I'm like, dude, I've seen these packages 50,000 times. I would have rather heard the Revival talk about something. This is so silly.
Was there any picture-in-picture going on?
There was until they cut away, and it was just a package. It was picture-in-picture of the Revival, and then like Gallows and Anderson them leaving the ring.
Dude, do you know what The Soup is by any chance? It was a show on the E for a
Yeah,
while.
yeah.
Well, they just gave Joe McHale a show on Netflix now. It's like the exact same thing, and he was making fun of SmackDown because
Really?
there's like some shit going down where people are getting choke slammed in the picture-in-picture, and then there's like this like supposed to be this really heartwarming like charity style commercial going on, and then the other one there's like choke slams.
That's pretty funny.
People are getting thrown around.
Yeah, they do that with their commercials, which surprises me still. So I thought it was very strange to just. I guess they were running short on time. I suppose they had to cut away and do whatever they needed to do. Mm-hmm. But then they had a couple issues like that. So Renee Young, you know who that is, the one female that's always interviewing people. She's married to Dean Ambrose. So she says that they're going to talk to someone, and then right as she's in the middle of saying we're going to talk to someone, the rules for the Elimination Chamber match come on the screen, completely cover the screen, and she goes, "Oh, I guess we're going to talk about the rules," and then it goes away, and she's like, "All right, I guess we're not going to. Let's go to Paul Heyman," and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, Paul Heyman came out?
Yeah, he was.
That's dumb.
It was 2 minutes till the show started, and Paul Heyman came out to talk.
We've seen more of Paul Heyman than we've seen Brock Lesnar in the last 3 weeks.
It's true. So yeah, I'm like, you guys need to focus. You're the WWE. What are we doing here, guys? Like, come on. That was kind of silly. So that was it for the kickoff show. So now we're going to get into stuff that you saw.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Wait, hold on, baby.
I do have to unfold my notes for this one. I was neglecting my duties at work and had to take it on my notes on some scrap paper.
You said duties. So we start off with the.
Do you like my board I made up here? This is how I figured out who came in and got eliminated in what order.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's numbers.
Yeah.
So before we even get, I guess should we go over our predictions before we start talking about the match or at the end? We'll do it at the end.
As we go.
Oh, that works. I mean, you have access. You just say them whenever you want. They're on your sheet too. Okay, so
Damn.
we start off with the women's elimination chamber match. There are so many legs in this match that I want to be in between. Like, so many hot chicks, dude. Like,
Oh boy.
dude, there's like everyone but probably Sonya Deville or whatever the fuck her name is so hot.
She's still. I mean, I think
And she's
just,
not even ugly.
I think
just comparatively.
I was just gonna say they just like dress her a little butch like. She's yeah.
Dude, they're all just so damn hot. But okay, Mandy being the first person out. Okay, this match starts with Alexa Bliss and Sonya Deville.
Mhm.
So Mandy being the first person out of the pod was very predictable. It's super obvious she's going to come in so they can just double team Bailey. Like, I knew that she was going to be the first person in the match.
I've never seen an elimination chamber match, so I didn't really have a feel for what was going. This is literally the first one I've ever watched. So
Well, for me, I was just like, okay, the match is starting off. What are they going to do? They're going to have the two bad guys double team the good guy. And then that way, the next person that'll come in will be her friend, so that'll just be like, and this is exactly what happened. So to me, it was super obvious they double team Bailey. So I'm just like waiting. I'm like, okay, so Mandy comes in. Now let me just say this right now, okay?
it got me rooting for Bailey though.
It did what it was supposed to do.
It did what it was supposed to do.
Yeah. But let me just say this: predictable is going to be an ongoing theme throughout this fucking pay-per-view. I guess Sasha was. That's what I have coming up. Not just through this match. Predictable, you're going to hear me saying the words obvious and predictable a lot this whole show.
The whole show, okay.
A lot. So,
okay.
Yeah, so the absolution is in the ring jumping Bailey, and as you even have a note, what does your note say?
Sasha came out next.
Yeah.
You read it out loud, they know.
Oh, I didn't remember that. I forgot already. I forgot.
I do that too, so it's okay.
Yeah, so it's super obvious that Sasha's going to come in to save her, and she does. And I think I get why they do it, but I think that the floor of the Elimination Chamber looks really like weak now, like because they have padding on the outside. Before it was just like it just looks silly.
It seems like it's all just one big surface, and they just happen to have poles like connecting from one pod to the other.
I think it looked way cooler when it was just steel grating on the floor outside the ring, but now it's just pads.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I never watched that.
Dick.
I did the one I had the one game with Triple H on the cover, but I feel like that was a handful of them.
You're like 90% of what I know is from video games I played of it when I was younger.
Yeah, and then like 3 months that I watched it for.
Triple H is never on the cover of anything. What are you talking about? They don't care about being in the spotlight. We'll get to that.
Wait, wasn't he on the cover like 4 times in a row?
Probably. Probably.
Yeah, but the I also just chose the Hell in the Cell over that one because it was more fun.
The Hell in the Cell is cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good time.
It's a good time.
So I thought that Mickey's dive off the top of the pod was cool, but it was like kind of a weak move. All she did was just like a Luthez press and just straddled her and landed on her. I thought it'd have been nice to see something cooler.
Yeah, I thought hers was all right, and then but Alexa's later on was really cool. Hold on, I know. I'm learning these finisher names. The Twisted Bliss.
Yes, that is what
it's called. I did it.
Yeah, that happened, I was like, oh shit, because I wasn't expecting.
I was a big fan of that.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I'm not gonna poo on Mickey's because I wouldn't jump off the top of a fucking pod, but like, I don't know, it seemed like kind of a weak move. I really like the spot with Alexa climbing to get away, like climbing around the fucking cell on top, and they had to like come and grab her. I thought it was pretty funny. I enjoyed it. Did you think it was funny, or you just like whatever?
It was all right.
Yeah, it was funny. That was funny. So probably 5 minutes before this next part happens, Tito and I were texting each other as we were watching it because he couldn't come up about how Sasha's going to turn on Bailey in this match. And he's like, dude, it's coming. I was like, yeah, it's definitely going to happen in this match. And we're just texting. And then she just turned on her, and I'm like, oh, cool.
It seemed like something that, like, obviously would happen, especially the type of match it is.
Well, you and I on the last wrestling, when we're talking about her turning, you know what I mean? That's why you pick Sasha.
They already kind of set it up for them to do that.
Yeah. Remember, you're like, we're just going to bring up our picks throughout. My next note here says, I thought it was funny that it came down to Sasha and Alexa since that's who you and I picked. That's kind of funny. I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah,
this is who Gable and I picked.
Yeah, but whenever it did, like, come down to that, I was like, I had a gut feeling that Alexa was winning. I don't know what it was. I'm sure that you could explain it further.
Well, let's be honest here. You initially picked Alexa because you knew
Oh,
she
I
would
remember
win.
why. I have a note why.
I
have a note
notes.
Alexa winning makes sense after what I learned about them having the belt for majority of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember, whenever they were in there, I'm like, well, this doesn't make sense because Dave did tell me about how if someone's had the belt for a majority of the year, they should. And well, do they prefer doing that whenever it's up, whenever it's like that?
Well,
or?
I think that they do it unless they're gonna have a part timer come in and take the spot, and they're not gonna do that for the women.
Okay.
So yeah, so it makes sense. Is there any other?
Any other nits for me?
Yeah.
Why do the women's matches seem better? And I have a feeling it has a lot to do with male testosterone.
It's like the constant erection might have something to do with it that wouldn't go away.
Yeah, I mean, how likely is it? I was gonna ask you, how likely is it in the stuff like this where there are people getting eliminated throughout, and the belt is on the line, that the champ is not in the final two?
It's not as. It does happen, and it's really cool when it does happen. There's elimination chambers where it's happened before.
I think it's just like a cool idea that the champ loses and they're like, oh my god, there's going to be a new champ. Who will it be? Yeah, that seems cool.
I mean, they've done it, but normally it comes down to the last 2 or 3, and they're still in there. Okay, remember how Bailey did her finisher on Sasha, which is the Bailey to belly suplex, and then Alexa ran over and pinned Bailey from behind real quick and eliminated her?
Vaguely.
So, whenever that happened, I thought it would have been super cool if Alexa eliminated Bailey and then instantly jumped on Sasha and pinned her and eliminated her too. Because you would have not seen that coming. I'd have been like, and it would have made sense because she just took a finisher, so that's why she'd have been so weak. I thought it would have been really cool because I've never really seen that happen in a Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they didn't want to do that because it would be unpredictable. I did like the DDT Alexa gave Sasha while she was kind of hanging on the top rope. It looked really good. It was the last move.
I thought I had a note about the DDT. I guess not.
Oh, really? Like, dude, whenever they take moves like that, I get worried because I'm like, you're going to land right in your head, and I get scared they're going to land wrong and, like, break their neck or something.
When they land, they have to, like, land so most of the other person's arm hits the mat, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, basically what they do is they kind of land like this, where their arm is level with their head, so their arm is taking the force of the blow. You know what I mean?
And the head does not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's basically how they do it. They put their arm in kind of a triangle, so whenever they land...
And then it's like they're wearing an arm crown, and then the arm...
Well, I'm talking about the person taking the move does this.
Oh, they put theirs in it.
They put their... They
don't
don't put it on their head.
do theirs.
They kind of go down and they land like this, so their arm is hitting the mat, so their head isn't hitting the mat.
Okay.
It goes next to them. Like, you don't... Okay. It's not super
so
obvious.
So they go down and, like, as they're falling, probably throw their arm
No, it doesn't even go down there. It goes next to their head. They kind of go like this, so instead of the weight going on their head, it's going to their arm, and it's kind of pushing the mat with their arm instead of their head.
I see.
Yeah. I went to wrestling school, I know.
This is
I watched a video on YouTube, and it showed me.
Oh.
That's my wrestling school.
I watched a video on the internet as well that involved Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, that was when she was, like, fucking someone with a whip or something, right? Like, stuck it in someone's ass or
I still
something.
can't believe that's real.
It's a real thing, sir. It happened.
Jesus.
Okay, so this is... One of my last notes was... I thought the whole match was just very predictable. Like, the whole match was, like... The first 2 to 3 entrants were predictable. Fucking Sasha turning on Bailey was predictable. Alexa winning was predictable. Like, I just thought the entire match was just very predictable.
Yeah, you just named 3 things that I also kind of like. Even though I didn't have it beforehand, I picked it as it was going. I was able to pick up on it. Yeah. And I agree with you. Although this did end up being my favorite match of them.
I probably agree with you. Yeah, I think I have to agree with you. I mean... Just because you pick it up as it's happening doesn't make it any better. It's still bad.
Favorite match, I should say.
Yeah.
Favorite match, not favorite segment.
Let's see here.
Are we moving on to the next match?
I have one last note. The promo that Alexa Bliss gave after the match, I fucking loved it.
Oh, I did
loved
too,
it.
because I wasn't expecting her to be a bitch at the end.
Because it seemed like a heartfelt like shoot promo, and I'm like, this is dumb. Like she's supposed to be a heel, and then she's just like, none of you will ever success. Like this is great. I fucking loved it. I loved it. That was the least predictable thing of the entire match to lose that.
It's so funny too, because she acted like a little bitch the entire match.
Yeah.
She just comes out like that.
Yeah, I love that. That's all I got for that.
What
match.
was your? I forgot what you said about. You were like, take a note of this because this is what's gonna happen. Okay, Bliss wins. Asuka beats Nia. Asuka picks Charlotte.
Charlotte Flair.
My phone corrected it. And then
Nia fights Alexa at
WrestleMania.
We're in the midst of it happening.
Yeah, I mean everything you said is accurate thus far.
You know what would be kind of cool? If Asuka just showed up on SmackDown and picked Flair. Like, as a surprise, because she's on SmackDown.
Okay.
That'd be kind of cool. If she came out on SmackDown, because you wouldn't see that coming.
Wait a second. So if Asuka picks Charlotte... Asuka picks Charlotte...
You're right there?
Well, how's that work if she's on a different show?
Well, remember they said in the Rumble you can pick whoever you want.
Right.
So if she wins that title, I would assume she just goes to SmackDown.
So she would just become part of that show.
Yeah,
now.
She'd be on SmackDown. Yeah.
Okay.
What would be funnier is if she stayed on Raw and the SmackDown title was on Raw and they couldn't get it back.
Oh, that'd be a really I'd enjoy that.
It'd be really funny. I would like that.
Some sort of brand war.
So what do we have next? What's the next match of the night?
Unfortunately, we have the Bar versus Titus Worldwide.
Oh yeah, I got down to 3 notes. I had just 1. I have 3 now. I really didn't care about this match. That's note number 1.
I had similar notes. I
really don't care about Titus Worldwide. Just like the crowd that was dead when they came out, because no one cares. The crowd was just so quiet when they came out.
Was that when they started chanting Rusev Day, or was that later?
That was in the Woken match. I have a plethora of notes about that shit. Oh man. And my last note is the match was pointless, and it was very obvious the Bar was going to win, but Gable just wanted it to be different. Mm-hmm. So who'd you pick? I picked the Bar, and you picked Titus Worldwide. So right now you're kind of like 0-2, and I'm 2-0.
I'm doing good.
You are doing pretty good,
dude. I did better last time when I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah. My next match, I forgot to change the name of the match on our run sheet. Oh, wait, you got notes. I'm sorry. Oh, pardon me.
I was getting annoyed that at the beginning of the match, they were doing that thing where they just don't ring the bell, and I'm like, why doesn't the ref just ring the bell?
Yeah.
That was dumb.
That was kind of dumb.
I wrote the word notes, the word stuff, and the word words.
Oh, cool. You did better than me. You have 4 notes. I only had 3.
Dude, I do have a thought. I did have a thought during the match that I didn't write down.
You had a thought?
I even thought more that they were going to win Titus Worldwide because it was Black History Month. And I was like, oh, that would make sense. Just to celebrate Black History Month. Whatever.
Dude, I could have swore I had I just saw your next note. And I could have swore I had that fucking note on here, but I don't because I meant to make a note about
the
that.
mask?
That was fucking stupid.
I'm like, why is there just an Asuka mask just laying in the on the ground in the middle of a walkway?
Like, I get it, you're fat and you can crush it. You don't need to, like... But, dude, I forgot to change on the run sheet the name of the match. I have it on here.
Asuka versus Fat.
Yeah. I thought that Asuka did a great job carrying the match, actually. I thought it was a decent match. It was all because of her, though.
Dude, I get why they have, like, Nia Jax there, too. Like, they need their larger
the killer,
character.
Yeah. The one's going to be a badass.
The unstoppable, unmovable character.
Yeah. But I just think she's so one-dimensional and, like...
Yeah, I not interesting is a very good word or term for it.
So, something happened in this match that just shows to me an example of what a great wrestler Asuka is. So, Fat is doing some flip move, okay? And Asuka moves out of the way.
You're sticking with it.
I'm not... okay, there's a lot of it. And Asuka moves out of the way. I don't know if you remember this spot. She goes to do a flip and Asuka moves. Asuka didn't completely get out of the way in time due to the fatness of Fat being so fat. And then Fat landed on her legs.
Yes, I saw this.
Yeah. Which clearly wasn't supposed to happen. She just didn't get out of the way in time.
Uh-huh.
Well, as soon as it happens, Asuka just starts selling her leg. Like it was her, and she did it for a while, which is like such a smart thing to do, and you can kind of tell like she knows what she's doing. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, I had to admit that like I thought it was like a legit like ankle, like a
Really?
legit like ankle tweak too, because it like I've mentioned before, it's like it wasn't like a huge like fucking like thing. It wasn't like some phenomenal stunt that like got her hurt. It was just a
Yeah.
small thing, and that's how
Yeah.
most injuries occur. Is like when you don't expect them to.
you're like, oh no.
And I was like, oh geez, man, maybe she is hurt. And I was like trying to pay close attention to like maybe like catch her. And you're right, she sold it well.
Yeah.
She sold it real well.
Yeah, like that's something I feel like we're like. I mean, I don't know who I'm to speak of because I'm not a wrestler, but from
Right.
watching matches, I feel like a lot of younger wrestlers they would just like brush it off because it wasn't supposed to happen, and just move on.
Yeah.
Like she was smart enough just to start selling it because it happened, which was cool.
The match was very like one-sided, and it was just this one did seem predictable as we keep saying.
Yeah.
Just because it would be very obvious if
Well, dude, I
it
put
was very obvious.
it's so obvious she would win because it makes no sense for her to lose going into WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like it makes no sense.
Yeah, that as well.
Yeah. So yeah, and Asuka won, of course. I think we both picked Asuka, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seemed like an obvious one.
So we both nailed that one. So what do we got going on next here? We have
Yes.
Woken Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt. WWE has officially broken Matt Hardy. I mean, I knew they would ruin it, but it's so sad to see it as it happens.
Dude, the stuff that he does, like, not part of the show is funny still. Like, I was watching, on the
Dude,
Squared
I know what you're talking about. Keep going.
on the Squared Circle subreddit, there was, like, an interview thing where they had, like, they were standing outside. Is this the same thing we're talking about?
Is it with Vanguard 1? Was Vanguard 1 in it? Like the
I don't
drone?
know who the fuck that...
The
no,
drone?
I don't know
No.
what that is. No, he just... there was... I know Bailey was standing outside. Some
I didn't see
interviewing
this.
lady was standing outside, and I think I don't know who the one guy was, but the other two guys were throwing up Balor Club things. Is that what those are?
Yeah.
Yeah, the other two guys were throwing up Balor Club things. Maybe you can identify them, but
Was it a tall bald guy and a shorter bald guy?
yeah.
Those Gallows and Anderson.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Matt Hardy just ran up and started ranting some gibberish, and I'm like, this is really funny. So, like, yeah, it's the on-screen stuff that seemed annoying. I was like, oh, I can't wait to watch this match tonight because he might do some more funny stuff. And then it was like really. The promo itself was so fucking dumb because
Dude.
it was meshing together.
All
like,
the promos he does on WTV are just lame. Like, the cool stuff is the stuff he does on Twitter. The stuff that he does like that he does himself. That's the funny stuff. And then just all the stuff in WWE, I'm like, this is so boring.
Yeah, it seemed like they were standing up outside, and he just decided to show up and start doing an interview and just ranted some prophecy stuff, and it seemed really funny.
Whenever he was in TNA, he was on the Taz show. He did like a half-hour interview, 100% in character the whole time. He did all his interviews in character. He never broke the broken character ever. It was great. But, like, dude, I just don't think it's going to get any better either in WWE. I don't think they're going to do anything good with them.
It was so. This is the first time I've seen them actually play his entrance before coming in because I think they cut it out of my shortened version.
Yeah.
But it's so funny that they just have like the glass break, and obviously it's supposed to be broken, and it just is woken.
Yeah.
Like
the glass is woken. So I have a lot of ranting about WWE fans here coming up now.
Let's do it.
So I hate them so much. Their fucking beach ball bullshit made me so fucking mad. Did you even notice it?
What's a beach ball bullshit?
A beach
Are you
ball?
being literal?
Yeah, a literal
Okay.
beach ball.
No.
So you can even see it in the background. Did you not notice that half the time things were happening and the crowd would just cheer and boo and it had nothing to do with the match? Nothing would happen in the match and they would just cheer really loud or they would boo really loud. It had nothing to do with what's going on in the match.
I may not have heard.
Dude, like, they're making the show all about them and being so disrespectful to people in the ring. They're just throwing beach balls around and then a fucking security guy will take it and they'll just get pissed. They're not even paying attention to the fucking match. And it makes me so fucking mad that they do it. And what made it even worse here, the commentators, dude. I don't know if you caught any of this shit, but it was awful. So
This does sound
dude,
familiar.
the commentators, so they're acting like the crowd and their beach ball shit has something to do with the match. Like, whenever something would happen in the crowd, for example, the crowd was chanting beach ball at one point, literally chanting the words beach ball. And then one of the commentators says the crowd's trying to get under Wyatt's skin. I'm like, they're chanting about a beach ball, you fucking idiot. He sounded so stupid when he said it.
I didn't know what was going on because I remember, like, whenever they said something about Wyatt getting mad about something. Oh, okay. I thought they were saying meatball and calling him fat. Dude, I had that exact thought. I'm not even joking. Do you think I'm joking?
No,
do you think I made that up?
I totally believe you, and it makes it so funny.
Because why would I think they're chanting something so, like, irrelevant, you know?
Well, here's the thing. It makes sense because I've seen shows before and I've gone to shows and I've seen it happen. I know what they're doing. You haven't, so it makes sense you didn't realize it.
Uh-huh.
It's really funny you thought they were chanting meatball.
Yeah, I thought they were calling him fat because he had, like, this pissed off look on his face. I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of rude.
He was really pissed because the crowd wasn't fucking paying attention to them. I would be fucking pissed too. So it gets worse here. At one point, the crowd is dead, okay? And then I think it's Corey Graves goes... He goes, the crowd's being quiet because being loud and cheering for Hardy earlier didn't work. So now they're just going to try being quiet and see how that helps.
Dude, I remember that quote.
And I'm like, really, dude? They're being quiet because they don't give a fuck because you ruined Matt Hardy. And they don't care about the fucking match. I'm like, what the fuck? And then...
So they're protesting in a way then.
Kind of.
But just a very disrespectful way to the wrestlers.
I don't mind, like, chanting something... towards the match because they're pissed, right?
Yeah.
When you're completely ignoring the match, it makes me mad. You know what I mean? Like, and then another point, the crowd's chanting Rusev Day. At this, okay?
That happened. I knew that was a thing.
And then one of them says it's almost like the crowd is giving into the craziness of these guys.
Yeah, I heard that
bullshit.
too.
I'm like, they're chanting it because once again you're ruining Hardy and the angle sucks. Like the commentators came off like fucking morons, dude. And I guarantee you, Corey Graves is being fed these lines because he's not that dumb. He handles shit that's really happening normally really well and will just call it out. You know what I mean? Uh-huh. Like he'll say something like, "Oh, I guess the crowd's gonna." He'll like shoot on it and say something specific to address it, and not sound like a fucking idiot like he was. Dude, they sounded so fucking dumb in the match. It was so annoying. You got any notes? Because that's all I got for the Hardy.
Whenever they had Hardy come out and did that whole disappearing nonsense.
Oh yeah.
What was I don't know. What was the point of it? It seemed really dumb.
I don't know.
It seemed like if there was like a fucking payoff to it, it would have made sense. But they just did it and then started the match.
Yeah, I thought it was dumb too. I didn't really get it. And my favorite part of the match was probably when he was clapping whenever Wyatt did the thing in the corner.
Wyatt did have like a really fucking brutal choke slam that I thought was really well executed.
Did he land him on his knee or on the mat?
On the mat.
Okay.
But he had him like real high up, and it just looked like he like really fucking forced them down when he brought him down.
Maybe it really broke him.
now
so who'd you pick it? We both picked Matt Hardy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here.
Yeah, I got 2 now.
Yeah, you're
that
on
makes
fire.
me tied because you didn't get the last 2.
Yeah, dude, we're doing good. All right, who'd you pick for the next thing?
I read this earlier. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey contract signing. Dave wants to fuck Ronda Rousey. Gable wants to fuck Jason David Frank.
It's accurate.
I would do that.
It's accurate.
Yes.
Should we stop it and save it?
If you want.
Just in case of an emergency.
I'm down. I get a refill on my water anyway. You want more water?
No.
Okay.
No. All right, there we go. All right, oh, here we are now.
Oh, it even like picks back up there. That's so fucking weird.
Yeah, it does. It's very strange. It's very Woken-like. I don't know. It's very weird.
Very Woken.
So next we have the Ronda Rousey contract signing. The fact that the contract signing did not finish this show is furthering my opinion that her tag match will not be the main event at WrestleMania and close the show. Because this appearance didn't close the show, so I don't think Mania will either.
I mean, why would a contract signing close the show?
Well, it's Ronda Rousey, and it's her confronting Triple H and Stephanie. It's kind of a big thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's a contract signing.
Dude, Ronda Rousey appearing and pointing at a fucking sign closed the show.
Well, that was unexpected, though.
It was after the Royal Rumble.
You don't schedule a contract signing as the main event.
They have.
Have they?
They have done it on Raw.
God damn, they're fucking dumb.
Yeah, like that has closed Raw several times.
It better break if it's the closing thing on Raw. It better break out in not just a regular fight, but like an actual like like people were coming out of the locker room type fight.
Sometimes. Dude, they had a fucking... one of the Saturday night main events I watched from like the 80s, the main event was the contract signing of Hogan and Andre. No! That wasn't the Rumble. I ended the Royal Rumble. Yeah, they love their contract signings. So, wait, what now? Go.
I was going to say, whenever you mentioned those old things, I remember my phone started playing one of those, something you were watching called like Raw's War. Why don't they just like do that again?
Wait, do what?
Make Raw War again.
Oh, Ash vs. Evil Dead. They were watching Raw. They mentioned Raw's War. That was funny. That was funny.
Wait, what?
On Ash vs. Evil Dead, the first season, he goes, fucking Pablo's like, hey, we can go to my place and have a barbecue and watch a Monday Night Raw. I was like, oh, that's funny.
Nice.
You mentioned Monday Night Raw.
Monday Night Raw.
I enjoyed that. So I hate Stephanie and Triple H so much. As soon as they came out, my hatred is the first thing I thought of. Please look at us. We need spotlight. Give us attention, please.
They should have came in on a motorcycle.
Please give us attention. It's not WrestleMania. It's a WrestleMania thing to do.
Are they going to do that at WrestleMania?
They literally did that at WrestleMania.
Are they going to do that at WrestleMania this year, though?
I doubt it. They already did it.
Why can't they do it again?
Because that would be repetitive.
Based off the spirit of what I've seen the WWE do in their matches lately, why don't they just come out on 2 motorcycles?
That's twice as many.
Yeah. Have you noticed that lately? Like I don't know if they always done that, but like as a fucking feature of strength, like instead of 1 suplex, we'll do 2 suplexes at a time, or John Cena's double attitude adjuster or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah, both of them on his shoulders later.
Yeah, and I don't know. It just seems like a very easy way to try to make something more impressive. All right.
What do you got?
You aren't getting with.
Oh wait, you gotta hold on. I'm not there yet.
Like Kurt Angle.
Wait, what do I got here? Oh, here we go. Aw, they hugged the handicap girl on camera. Of course.
I saw that
on camera. Of course, they're such good people.
Mm-hmm.
On camera, of course.
On camera, of course.
Yes, they're good people. So going into this contract signing, it was painfully obvious the whole point of this is just to set up a match with her and her partner versus Triple H and Stephanie, which is exactly what they did. So I was going into it like, eh. But one thing that off the bat, like the whole time Ronda was talking during her promo, I did not give a fuck about anything she was saying. About how, like, I was always a fan growing up. And I was like, I don't care. Yeah. I just did not care.
Yeah, it seemed like she didn't, like, prepare something and was making it up on the spot, too.
And what was really funny, I really enjoyed that half the crowd was booing her during the promo, as they should be. Did you catch that? Like, sometimes they start chanting Ronda Rousey, the other half was just booing her. I was like, this is great.
I didn't hear that at all.
Yeah. It was
I was also watching it on my tablet, so.
And this is not because of her. I have nothing against her. This is how WWE is booking her is what makes me hate her. Like, she's supposed to be a babyface, and I hate her because they're, like, throwing her into the spotlight. It's like, don't make it so fucking obvious that this is the only thing that matters to you.
Well, don't you hate everything about their booking, though? So, I feel like the whole show deserves just as much hate.
Yeah. Alexa Bliss is hot.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like her. Yeah. What else do we have here? So, how do you feel about the angle they're doing with her and Triple H and Stephanie? Like, how they did it in the...
I mean, it's all right, but it's predictable.
Yeah.
I liked this particular segment they did, though. Yeah. Like, I like what they did, because I thought, dude, I was like, for sure, whenever they came out, I'm like, oh, Ronda Rousey's going to punch, like, Stephanie McMahon in the face, or do something to Stephanie McMahon, like, woman-on-woman stuff, and then she fucking chokes, or, was that a choke slam? I can't remember.
I think she did, like, a toss, she, like, tossed him.
Yeah, tossed him, whatever, she threw him through a fucking table, She threw Triple H through a fucking table. I was not expecting her to attack Triple H.
Well, that's the thing, when she's coming out of my head, I'm like, I don't understand why she is going to have a confrontation with Stephanie. It didn't make sense to me. I was like, what's there for them to have a confrontation about? And they're all being nice to her, so I was really confused at first as to what they would even do.
Kurt was there to stir the pot.
Yeah. I have a note about him, but at first, it seems stupid to me that Triple H and Stephanie are still so pissed off about something that happened 3 years ago, and they haven't even mentioned it since it happened. Mm-hmm. So this is kind of dumb. The other thing that was making me think like this is going to be stupid was the way they were doing it, because Triple H said, he's like, not only are you going to be signed, but you're going to be at WrestleMania having a match. It's not going to be for a title, but you're going to have a match. So I thought they were going to have in her contract that they were going to have them fight her as like revenge or something. And I was like, this is stupid. I just thought it was so
What if
dumb.
what if they reveal that?
Well,
You didn't know what she signed.
what's that?
You didn't know what she signed. You didn't read the agreement.
Well, I don't think they're gonna do that.
No.
I think that they're just gonna. I mean, they could. This is WWE, but they didn't really.
They don't know what's going on, to be honest.
They didn't really do that. They just kind of made it seem like they just still didn't like Ronda, and because they were just talking shit on her behind her back, and it kind of came out, and Ronda got pissed. It escalated from there, so I liked how they did it. I had no really issue with it. I kind of liked it, but for me, my favorite part of the angle was Kurt Angle. Like, I thought he was really
Kurt
funny.
Angle was funny, yeah.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed Kurt Angle in it.
I started laughing a lot of the times when he's running up the ramp, and he's turning around and saying stuff
He's
still.
like, wait, didn't you say that you could just beat her up by yourself? Like, shit was so funny.
Dude, but when he comes out, like, anytime I see him come out, or if he's just standing, like, when he was standing there listening to them talk, dude, he looks like he just hates himself. Like, just watch his facial expressions next time he's just, like, dying inside.
Well, this one, it made sense because he was upset. And I liked how they, in the background, subtly had him kind of arguing with Triple H. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you caught that, which is kind of cool. I'm like, here we go, something's a brewing. And dude, I love whenever he's like, didn't you say, we're probably going to get that son of a bit, and he like cut him off. He's like, whoa, I didn't say that. Calm down, Kurt. Yeah, he was my favorite part of it by far. But as I said earlier, the whole segment basically did everything you thought it would. So there's no shocking surprises or anything here.
Yeah.
It was just kind of same thing you thought they did.
How did you feel about like her general like badass character?
I had no issue with it. I mean, it just seems real, you know.
Yeah.
Seems how she was in UFC and stuff. So I have no problem. I thought it was dumb that Stephanie slapped her. I'm like, why would you even think that's a good idea?
Yeah.
That's dumb. She just beat up your husband, and you're like, I'm gonna slap Ronda Rousey and see what happens.
I'm gonna slap this lady who's like knocked out people in 2 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, but she was upset about her husband and came to defend her. I don't care. That's really dumb. I don't care if what someone does to anyone. I care, but I'm not gonna walk up to Mike Tyson and slap him in the face. He will murder me and kill me and make me dead. That's stupid. Is there anything else on this?
Nope. I'm sold.
That's
just that I'm sold on the Ronda Rousey.
Yeah,
I am fully anticipating seeing her.
Yeah, I'm just hoping they don't fucking. She's gonna be on Raw.
I wish we would have got to see her do like a little like more like.
We get to see her tonight. She's on Raw.
Do you want to watch that after?
I mean, if you have.
Oh, that's really long.
You
can't
open.
do that. Yeah, that'd be bad.
Yeah. So I mean, because they mention her being on Raw, and she's full time, which is nice. She doesn't have the Lesnar schedule, but
yeah.
So that's cool. So. Yeah, so I got that one right because I wanted to fuck her. Jason David Frank didn't even show up.
Yeah,
so you were way off. You were way off. So then next we have the last match. We have the men's Elimination Chamber match. I picked Finn Balor. You picked Roman Reigns.
Dude, I got one right.
We'll see how this goes. Remember when I was doing my picks, I was like, Roman Reigns, I was like, I don't give a fuck that I'm wrong. I want Balor to win some with Balor. I was like, whatever. Dude, I think Elias is so fucking entertaining. I thoroughly enjoyed his singing promo at the beginning. I love it. I think he's so funny. Do you like Elias?
Yeah, sometimes they're good, and sometimes the singing promo is good, but a lot of the time it's like the same thing.
I just think it's so funny when he's mean to the crowd. It makes me so happy.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I agree whenever he's like, shut up.
Yeah. I like it. I thought they kind of had a missed opportunity. Like, I thought they should have done a better job with Elias when Strowman came out. Like, I feel like as soon as Strowman's music hit, Elias should have, like, instantly ran to his pod all scared and shit and, like, trying to get him to lock the door.
I thought that as well.
Yeah, I thought it would have been a lot cooler to make him look like a little chicken shit heel, you know? That would have been cool, but...
Did you see on Cena's way to the ring, he gave a shirt to a dead guy's family?
A dead guy's family?
Dead guy's family. They're holding up a sign for someone who like recently passed, I think, and he just ran up to them and gave him his shirt.
That was nice.
On camera.
That was nice of him.
On camera.
He's a nice guy.
On camera. I get it. I'm talking low.
He's a really nice guy, that Cena.
On camera.
He was on camera. Well, on camera, of course, because that's where you got to do it. Dude, did you know that back in like the during the Monday Night Wars in like the 90s? I mean, you wouldn't know this obviously, but during the 90s, fucking WWE would, if you were wearing a WCW shirt, they would just like give you a free WWE shirt to wear instead. So you weren't seen on camera wearing a WCW shirt?
It's a good idea to wear a WCW shirt.
Yeah, I was listening on the Pritchard show. He's like, that's a great idea. I would go with WCW shirt all the time just to get a free shirt. It's like, that's pretty smart. What do we got here? Okay, there's a little thing here that kind of I thought was stupid. So Reigns, when he comes out, he's going up to each pod and staring down each person.
Oh my god!
And it just made him look like a punk douchebag.
I was like, this looks dumb.
I was like, dude, you're supposed to be this killer baby face. You look like a pussy because they can't do anything.
Yeah, dude, he seemed very toolish.
Yeah, you seem like a fucking tool. And then The Miz came out and did the exact same thing, except it made sense because he's a heel and it was funny.
It was also funny because he like imitated everyone's moves too.
Dude, when he was doing the Roman Reigns thing, and then he went up to Strowman and he goes up there and Strowman hit the glass and he jumped. Dude, it was so funny. Like it made no sense for Reigns to do it. I was like, why is he doing this? This is stupid.
Yeah.
And dude, I love The Miz so much. The spot with them at the beginning of the match was hilarious. He tries to get Rollins to the double team Finn. And Rollins is like, no.
Oh, yeah.
So he immediately tries to get Finn to do it, even though Finn clearly saw him try to jump him. He's like, come on, Finn, let's do it. And Finn's like, no. And he tries to too sweet him. It was so funny.
And then they look at each other and do the exact same thing he did. That was a great payoff to it, too.
I thought that was really good. I like that a lot.
That was probably like, well, see, here's my question. So they had 7 people in here, and they never do that. It's supposed to be 6, right?
Yeah.
So why even have The Miz there? Except for comedy relief, I guess.
I don't know why they had 7 people in the. I mean,
like they could have easily just like had like a thing where like the Miz like challenged someone and like he's like, oh, I'll put my spot on the line or something, and then they get a spot.
Well, why have Elias in it either? Frankly, he served no purpose.
That's true as well. I knew both of them were not going to be at the end of this match.
Even when they have 6 people, there's always like 1 or 2 guys where you're like, this guy's clearly not going to win. He's just there.
Yeah, I felt the same way in the women's match, but I guess that roster is not too deep anyway.
Yeah,
so
deep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be deep in the roster.
What they have to do is work something up like a lot better than they did for the other characters. Then give them a better reason to be in the match.
Well, it's just like how I said before with like in ECW, Paul Heyman would have all of his non-main eventers ready to take that spot. If you have a guy build up where any day he can be a main eventer, it's not as much of a shocker. Or it makes more sense if you have a guy like fucking Elias in there. If he's ready to be a main eventer and he can do it, then he could win. It makes it more believable. But like WWE is so predictable. Like they don't do stuff like that.
Yeah,
dude, I can't even remember, other than a Money in the Bank, the last time someone just won a world title that like you wouldn't think would win it ever. They don't do that. You know what I mean?
Dude, I wish I could go back and buy some like seasons of like WCW and start watching them. That'd be cool.
You're so adorable. You called it seasons.
I know.
You called it seasons.
I already knew it was wrong. I knowingly said that as it was wrong.
It's so cute.
Well, what would you call it then?
You can't really buy.
I know you can't, but I wish like they would.
Episodes, I guess?
I'd like to watch like 3 years of some continuity. That way I could be surprised and follow along with it.
Well, a lot of WCW was really bad.
Really?
I mean, the stuff with the NWO, if you're going to watch WCW, you need to watch between like 96 and like 98. After that, it's just shit.
It wasn't WCW? Oh, no, ECW is the one I was thinking of.
ECW.
I was thinking
amazing.
ECW because I was thinking the Dudley people.
The
Dudley.
Well, they're called the Dudley people.
The Dudley.
They're from Dudley Place.
Dudleyville.
They're from Dudley Place.
Going down to Dudleyville.
Yeah,
gonna
have
myself a time.
Yeah. What do we got? So I thought the pods opening this match was extremely predictable. Okay, I'm not making this up, I swear to God. As the first countdown's happening, I said Cena out loud. Because I knew Cena would be the first one. And then Cena pods open, and I said, all right, Reigns, and then Strowman's going to be next. That's what I said to myself.
Yeah, I knew Braun was going to be second to last.
Which made it clear it would be Reigns next, because Strowman was second to last. So you knew Reigns would be after Cena.
Well, yeah, the only 2 I didn't know what order it was going to be Roman and Cena.
Yeah.
I couldn't have guessed. For me personally, I couldn't have guessed that. I could have guessed. Obviously, we knew Elias was going to be last, and those 3 who started were their spot.
Yeah.
But I knew Braun was going to be saved for later. I just didn't know where the other 2 lied.
At this point in this pay-per-view, I'm thinking, dude, this pay-per-view has been so predictable, it's blowing my mind. I'm like, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I was getting annoyed that no one got eliminated until way late in the match.
Yeah. How'd you feel about Strowman Strowman eliminating everyone except for... Yeah, Strowman eliminated everyone in the match.
It was it was dumb.
Yeah.
It was predictable. It was predictable that he'd be in the end of the match.
Okay, now I'm gonna bitch about something the Miz did hardcore here.
The Miz?
Okay, so the spot where the Miz is standing in the ring and all 4 guys are on their knees surrounding him, all right, was fucking awful.
Where he did the Daniel Bryan thing?
Yeah,
why did we need
dude,
that?
Silly is okay, but not silly is an understatement here. Miz is going from person to person pointing, right? And all 4 guys just stay there on their knees and do nothing and just wait. And I'm like,
It
are
made
they
no
gonna suck
sense.
his dick? Like, why aren't they getting up? They're literally just on their knees, just like.
Like, oh, please kick me, sir.
Yeah, I'm like, what? I'm like, dude, it went on forever, it seemed. Like, as I'm watching this, I'm like, why is no one getting up or attacking them? It was so unrealistic, it made me yearn to see Strowman throw over a semi or something. I was like, this is so unrealistically stupid right now. I was like, they're all just sitting here waiting. It's so dumb.
They're, like, waiting to pledge for their fraternity or something.
Yeah. Like, I thought that spot was awful.
I'm trying to see what I missed here because I wasn't sure how quick we were moving along here.
Well, let me do one more, and you're going to have the floor for a while, because this kind of ties in.
I don't need it for a long time.
Oh. This is on the other end of not the autism spectrum, but the logic spectrum.
Okay.
I love when all 4 guys teamed up and jumped Strowman, because it made sense.
Yeah.
And then I loved how they all did their finishing moves on him, too. But then it instantly got dumb because he rolled out of the ring. They're like, all right, I guess we can't touch him now. And they just let him recover. I'm like, why wouldn't you roll him back in and beat him?
Yeah, else was kind of dumb. How they had 4 people pick up Braun Strowman to, like, powerbomb him. And then, like, seconds later, John Cena just picks him up himself.
Oh, that's a very good point.
It kind of deflated the other thing.
I didn't even think of that. That's a very good point.
Each thing deflates the other.
Yeah.
Rollins...
you called him Rollins.
I don't know. I'm just reading how it says it here.
He's rolling along, like Rollins.
Rollins earlier in the match has what I noticed was called a double blockbuster, which I thought was a really cool move.
Oh yeah.
Double 5 knuckles.
5 knuckle shuffle
was the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen. Dude, he looked like he was like flipping his wrist to be like a little pixie or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Little
something about his face when he did it that time. I thought he had like Down syndrome or something too.
There was something not right about that move at all.
I was like, it looked dumb, and he looked retarded doing it.
Did you know Roman Reigns had a shiner the entire I
did.
What was that about? Do you know?
I don't know. Did he have it coming in right?
I didn't. He had an interview earlier on. I don't remember him having it during that.
Really?
I could be wrong. I just didn't notice, but
because if he had it there, he probably got it at like a house show the day before.
Okay.
But if not, yeah, he must have got it early on in the match.
Because they normally don't get like real like banged up like that, do they?
No, I mean not normally. No, but sometimes they're at, like a little stiff and they get caught with a real fist. You know.
What's that called? A shoot? Is that a shoot? No, that's not a shoot.
That's just when someone just works really stiff and snug and they just accidentally hit him too hard. Like, whenever Rollins broke fucking Cena's nose.
I was going to guess it had something, like it was like a thing where like maybe someone got mad at him and hit him back or something because he fucked up.
I mean, that happens normally.
Is that a shoot? Yeah. I want to learn.
It was a shoot punch.
It was a shoot punch.
It was a shoot punch. I mean, like, what will happen is, like, some guy will just be really stiff and they call it, like, potatoing him. He, like, hits him with a real punch and, like, really hurts him. So the guy gets pissed and he's like, well, fuck you, and just hits him back. And it's kind of understood. You're like, yeah, I deserve that. I fucked up. Sorry.
Didn't that happen with, didn't I send you a video where, someone did that? Braun did? No, not Braun.
Oh, it was with Brock and Braun.
Oh, it was? Okay.
And when Brock kicked him in the fucking head. I didn't notice the thing earlier.
Yeah.
As to why Brock did that.
I only noticed because it was on. Someone else posted it online.
I only noticed because someone told me about it.
Someone told me. Someone posted it.
So you're gonna love this, dude. Either Coach or Cole asks which wrestler in this match needs to win the most, and Graves says that Cena needs to win the match more than any of them to make sure he gets to WrestleMania.
I heard that too. That was probably fed to him, right?
What's that?
That line was probably fed to him, right?
I would think. How could he be like? I don't know how.
How could he sound that dumb?
I don't know how.
Unless he was poking fun at it.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm just like, they need to stop this shit.
I wonder if Corey Graves hates it as much as I do. Wasn't there didn't Corey Graves just get in like well, he's been doing that thing with Booker T, right? Didn't they get in an altercation supposedly?
Well, they made a joke on the kickoff show. Booker T said something about Corey Graves, and he was like, yeah, I saw him in the back, and they're like, oh, I thought next time you're going to fight him or something. He's like, yeah, I took care of it. They made some joke about it on the kickoff show.
I thought I saw an article about like an altercation they had.
Like a fake one?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
You want me to look it up?
Yeah, I think
Do
you might be
pausing.
making this stuff up. We don't pause here. When we pause, say bad things happen. You can just
whatever.
look it up, and I'll suck you off or something.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I'm looking this up or not now.
Oh, I was gonna tell you something tonight, and I was gonna be like, hey, I'm just gonna tell Gabe when I see him in person, but I forgot what it was, so I'm not doing that now. I fucked up.
You're gonna tell me something.
What the fuck was
Maybe
it about?
Was it work related?
Yeah, I don't think it was. Maybe it was the Kevin Smith thing. Maybe not. Dude, whenever I read the Kevin Smith thing, it made me very sad. You want to know why it made me sad?
Why?
Because he was talking about how whenever his dad died, he was in a hospital room, and when he died like screaming and like yelling and stuff because he was scared of death or whatever, and like it was very scarring for Kevin Smith, so he's always been scared of death.
That's scary.
Yeah, and he's always been so scared of death, and Kevin Smith was talking about how like whenever he was laying in the hospital and he was thinking he was about to die, he's like, you know what, man? He's like, I had a wonderful wife, a great kid, and I've had a great career and made a lot of movies that I love, so he's like, I'm happy, and like he was saying that he was content when he was about to die and he wasn't scared at all, and I'm thinking to myself like, dude, fuck you, I haven't done shit. This sucks. I've done nothing that matters. So, did you find anything?
It was what you said.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had an altercation.
They didn't.
So the spot where Elias tries to pin all 4 guys in a row, I thought it would have been so funny if he did that, and after all 4 failed pinfall times, he ran back into his spot.
I thought he was gonna at least get like one person, like the last person.
Yeah.
What a dumb
Dude,
thing.
I thought it would have been somebody who just ran back to his pod and like shut the door again. Like I thought it would have been so fucking funny.
It seemed like a time killer to me, to be honest, because
they do that. They've done that spot tons of times. They do it all the time.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. They did it in the women's one, but just not to that extent. I think it was two girls they tried to pin or something. And then Valor got eliminated. That was great. That was awesome.
That was unfortunate.
Every time he was in the ring and I saw Strowman, I'm like, Balor, just get out of the ring. Just run away, please. Don't get near Strowman. You're making me scared. And then he was gone. And I was like, hooray. This is great.
Dude, there was a few seconds where Balor started being like successful against like Strowman, and I thought like maybe there's a chance that it might be like a David and Goliath type thing at the end, and it didn't.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna rename that triangle the Balor Triangle. I really am, because
most of the cool ideas could be revolved around Balor.
And at this point, it was clear to me that it was gonna come down to like Reigns and Strowman, and Reigns is winning. I was like, whatever.
Well, at least he won without having to do any like Superman punches. There were multiple times where he did them twice within seconds of each other. I'm like, why is this a finishing move?
I counted 5 Superman punches and 2 spears in that match.
I only counted 1 spear.
There was 2. It was stupid.
Okay, yeah.
I think they were both on Strowman at the end. Actually, I think he speared him twice. Dude, dude, this made me mad. They did the exact same spot, him and Rollins, that they did on Raw that pissed me off. Rollins gave him a buckle bomb, and he no-sold it and ran out and Superman punched him.
Yeah,
they did the exact same thing.
I had a note about the why buckle bomb Roman.
It clearly does not work.
If I can point it out, then why?
Dude, I was like, dude, this is so dumb. But yeah, and then Reigns won, and I mean, we knew he was gonna win from the start, but whatever.
You just have it's the triangle. You have that hope that something like cool might happen.
And I have my final thoughts. Do you have anything else? I have a final thoughts section.
Did someone suplex Braun Strowman or something, or did Braun Strowman suplex someone?
There was a suplex, and Braun Strowman was in the match. That's all I can confirm. That's all I can really confirm. I think 2 people tried to suplex him, and he double suplexed them instead.
Yeah, okay, yeah, because I remember it looked like he wasn't going to be able to get them up for a second, and I just barely got the leverage to do it, and I'm like, man, that looked like he actually tried really hard. Yeah. Sold it well. And my only other note is regarding Elias's running away and whatnot. I do agree that it was funny, but like we also saw the same thing, exact same, specifically the thing where he locked himself back in the cage or the pod. We just saw Alexa Bliss do the exact same thing. I'm like, what? Why?
Yeah, that's a very good thing. Good point. Like, and even wrestlers will talk about like when they get so annoyed when they're watching a wrestling show and they see that, they're like, guys, if you're in the back, talk to their agents. Be like, I'm doing this. Don't do this in your match because it's gonna happen more than once and it'll look dumb.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was dumb that Sasha Banks did that frog splash and then they did a frog splash in this one that was a big spot too. I was like, why didn't you do a different move than a frog splash?
Let's get some coordinating going on here.
Yeah, and they should. Okay, I thought that this was the most predictable pay-per-view I've ever seen in my fucking life. And being how predictable it was, it made it one of the worst ones I've ever seen, if not the worst. I did not like it.
Dude, I thought it would have been really cool, like, if they had, like, when Rollins did his frog splash there, like, first of all, it looked really cool.
Yeah.
And I truly believed for seconds, I was like, oh my god, this is going to be so cool, he's going to get Strowman out for this.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't. And then Roman Reigns wins, and I'm like,
Dude, what was the point of watching the show? Think about it. Nothing changed. And nothing happened that mattered you didn't already know. Like, think about this. Alexa Bliss is still the women's champion. The Bar is still the tag champs. Asuka's still undefeated.
And her match is the exact same as it was before.
The Hardy-Wyatt feud is exactly where it was before that match happened. Nothing changed.
Dude, I don't understand, like, what direction are they taking that match in? There's nothing to follow there.
They started the setup for Ronda and Triple H and Stephanie, but you knew they're going to do it. And Reigns won and is fighting Lesnar. If I didn't watch the show and I just watched Raw tonight, it would have made zero difference. It really would have. That nothing mattered.
Yeah, I agree.
So what was the point? Like, what are you guys doing here? For fuck's sake. Motherfuckers. That's what they do on news shows.
Motherfuckers.
No, they don't say that. They like
I fucked
their
up.
papers, you know? Well, that's the Elimination Chamber from this year. So
that was dumb.
Overall, it kind of sucked.
I was really excited for it too. I was like, some cool shit might happen.
Wrong.
And then the Balor Triangle interfered.
Dude, whenever you texted me and you were like, I have a lot of notes, but they're not good because they're all negative. They're not any positive comments. And I was gonna be like, every note I have is not positive, so that's fine. But I didn't. I said something different instead. But yeah, it was a very negative pay-per-view because it wasn't that good. I think it was too fucking predictable. Like, predictability, like, if you're watching wrestling, you know what's going to happen, then what's the point?
Yeah, I mean,
it's not, other than having really good matches, and that's the issue, though, it's WWE. NXT is where the good matches are, not WWE, so you're not going to get good matches, and it's predictable.
I mean, let's be honest here. We obviously all know wrestling is not, like, legit. Like, it's not like
it's a work.
I don't want to use the word fake, but I mean it is.
Yeah.
And so, like you said, that's what you got going for you is the writing. And if your writing is shit, then what do you have left?
Dude, it's no different than going into a Marvel movie and knowing everything's going to happen and not being surprised. I don't care. Why would I want to watch? Why would I want to watch Infinity War if I already know every single thing that's going to happen and it's not like?
Here's Infinity War. The Avengers are just going about their day. Thanos shows up, and he's like, I'm going to take over the world. And then the Avengers are like, no, you're not. And they beat him, and then it's over.
Yeah, that sounds like an Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
I want a gauntlet.
They're so cool. Dude, someone else said that they were waiting. I should have asked for pictures, but they said they were waiting at their Walmart because it was still on the truck. They're currently unloading the truck that had it, and they were waiting for it.
Should I go to a Walmart around here and look for it?
You do what you want. I'm just telling you what I've read.
You only read the truth. The internet never lies.
Truth.
That's all we got here. We're done.
All right.
Check out our normal episodes every Monday. That's when they come out.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, they come out sometimes.
We need to do something. We need to have one big thing that we do that will draw in the crowd. That's like out of the norm.
Like, what do you mean?
I don't know. Like we both do shots of piss off of like a hobo.
We could live stream a murder. That gets attention.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
We just need like one thing that will bring in like a bunch of views and then get people interested to like explore.
I'm telling you, it's the UFO we're gonna see. That's what it is.
As I was thinking of this earlier, I was like, wait, Dave already thought of a UFO gig, so.
No, You're ruining it. They're gonna know it's fake. Oh wait, no one's listening. Cool.
Yeah, I was like, who's gonna know this?
Yeah, cool.
They'll have to listen through if someone listened through the entire show to figure this out, then they deserve it. Then.
Well, we just need to come up with more things like that. Think of things we can do like that we can post that'll be funny or something. It'll get attention.
Something extreme.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm gonna frog splash my car.
You need to frog splash your dog and then have your dog go through you and run around. Like he goes through your body and jumps out and runs away.
Oh my god.
Frog splash your car?
Yeah,
That's gonna hurt your car.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh.
I'm trading it in, hopefully.
You are.
We'll see how that goes.
You are. So just make sure you go on to YouTube and follow or subscribe to our YouTube channel, Breakroom BS. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and all that shit. Do all that stuff. That's all we got. We're done.
See ya, fuckers.
Yeah, see you fuckers later.